guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a kind of chill mood with me. Basically, the goal is I want to go book shopping so bad, but there's a few books on my TBR right now that I'm like, I should finish those first before going and doing a big shopping haul. So, to motivate me, and I thought it'd be fun to take you guys along while I'm reading these next 3 books, and also technically, they're finishing 2 different series if I read them. So, we're just like ticking so many boxes in this video. So, the 3 books that I want to finish so I can go shopping is the 2 books that I have left in the Chestnut Hills series. Nope, Chestnut Springs series. Oh my gosh, if you've seen any of my videos before, you know that I literally get that name wrong every single time I say it. Every single time. So we have Hopeless and we have Reckless. Which is first? Which is last? Which is first? Let's see. Okay, I think Hopeless is last and I think Reckless is first, so just kidding. So we have Reckless, Hopeless by Elsa Silver, and then we also have Immortality, a love story, which I already read. Anatomy, a love story. I was saying crazy name. I think you would assume you read the first one if you're then gonna read the second one. Cool. I actually love the first one, so fingers crossed it can maybe go up. Let's just hope it at least doesn't go down. So I'm thinking order of business will be start out, because obviously there's 2 Chestnut books, that will start out with 1, so it'll be kind of like a little sandwich. Time for a book update. I'm about halfway. I'm up to page 230, and it's now, I think I started this video on Sunday and it's now Thursday night, so it's like I haven't been able to pick it up much, but when I am picking it up, I'm really enjoying it. And like last night I didn't want to go to bed and didn't want to put it down, and I read like 150 pages in like 2 secs. So I'm really liking it because kind of like the whole series is very much like the same vibe of it's interconnected standalones, so they're in each book follows a different like couple in the series. This is book 4 out of 5 in the series, so you can very easily get to book 4 and be like, okay, you know, I've heard guy and a girl get together, shocking. But I really like something started right at the beginning. Okay, so it's on the back, so I'm gonna say, but there's a pregnancy trope in it, which I rarely read books with that in, but I actually really like it in this book, and it was from the get-go, so I feel like we got a lot of kind of stuff happening very early on, so it didn't have to be so like, oh no, slow burn, and then we're like building up to them like, oh, they already have a kid together. That basically happened straight away. So now we can just kind of like, you know, build on that, and I feel like it's just a lot different than the other ones plot wise, but in a good way. Like, that's good. I think we'll have some more time to read tonight, so I would love to, honestly I would love to finish it, but I don't know if I'll get that far, but I'll at least read another big chunk for a bit later. So yeah, thumbs up so far. Honestly, great. I thought Powerless was my fave, but this is like a very close second. Very close. Hi besties, so we finished the book last night and it was so good. I rated it a 5-star, loved it. It was just so fast paced, like stuff was happening, as I said, the whole time, and I just loved their banter, their dynamic. It was good. It was so good. To move on to the next book we're gonna read, it's Immortality, a love story, and this is part of a duology. This was okay. I wasn't like, I think it was fine. I think I rated it like a 3 something. It's based in old time Edinburgh when it was like the society, and it was just the norm that like women just got married and into these like rich families and didn't like work or anything like that. And then she wants to become a surgeon though, and then she meets this body snatcher. This like back in the day when they would just steal bodies from graves and such to then be able to test in the medical field. So that was like kind of interesting, I guess. So yeah, they end up kind of like having a little like working moment together, because he will get the bodies from the graves for her to then be able to test and practice being a surgeon on. There was like some type of like magic elements to it that like didn't seem real, but then other parts in the book did seem like it could happen in real life. So it was an interesting flair of just like, oh, some like magic every now and then. It did end on a cliffhanger, so then this second one picks right up, I'm guessing. My guess is gonna be a 3-star again, so we'll see. Maybe it'll surprise me. Don't think about it. I'm so happy to report that I finished Immortality. Oh my gosh. Did I want to DNF it? Yes. I hate to say it. Yes. My issue with it was the same as my issue in the first book, and I'm not gonna give like spoilers, but in like the first book, the whole thing is her like trying to study for the surgeon exam so she can become like an official doctor or whatever. And then the second book, one of the main plot lines is about her going to the princess is sick, so she's like called down to be the royal family physician so she can cure the princess. And with both of those storylines, I'm not going to say what happens, but it's so anticlimactic. It basically feels like nothing happens, and then those stories are wrapped up. And you're just like, what? Like, I just spent a good chunk of the book reading about this plot line that then like that's the ending. Really? There's like a little love triangle moment in it for a bit, and you're just like, all right. Like, we all know who she's gonna pick. Like, what's even the point? And that's fave time. We need to go on Goodreads and read all the reviews, see if everyone else is thinking the same as you. I think I'm gonna rate it a 3. Okay, people are being like, it could have just been like they could have just had the first book, they didn't need to have the second book, and I actually agree. I think that would have been better. So that, as I said, that was the royal family. It was in the book, and there was King George in it. I think it was King George. Yeah, King George and Queen Elizabeth. No, King George and Queen Charlotte were in it, which then made me think of Bridgerton. And I don't know if she did that on purpose. Am I stupid and that's like actually what our king and queen was called? Oh, okay, so he actually was. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, that's actually crazy. I'm just an idiot and didn't know that King George actually did suffer with madness back in the day. Oh, that's crazy. Anyways, okay, cool. So then there was that in the book as well. So then yeah, that just reminded me of Bridgerton, and then maybe then think, I didn't realize it was actually historically accurate this whole time. I am British. Hard to believe. So yeah, we're done with this. Thank the Lord. Would I recommend that series? Probably not. And then next, with the last book of this video, we have Hopeless by Elsie Silver. Obviously, this is the last book in the Chestnut Springs series. I think I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow and tell you the synopsis and stuff of this one. I'm not gonna start reading it tonight. I'll just start reading it tomorrow. So see you then. Hi, besties. Long time no talk. Here we are to talk about Hopeless. Did I give you a single update while I was reading it? No. Can I explain them? Yes. Okay, so I started this on, I think it was Sunday night. Yeah, read 71 pages right before I went to bed. So I was like, it's dark, I don't look cute, I don't want to make fun. I'll just update them in the morning and then we'll keep reading. Well, did I do that? No. And then I read another 124 pages that night before bed. Thought the exact same thing. I'll update them the following morning. Did I do that? No, I didn't. And then I started to feel sick. Like getting a flu. Cold more, I guess, should I say? So then yeah, by Wednesday night I definitely started to get a cold. So then Thursday, Friday, called out of work. Thursday, finished the book, but again was sick, so looked like a actual garbage. So I was like, I'm so sorry, but I'm not whipping out the camera to chit chat about the book when I look and feel like trash. So here we are. I apologize that I didn't give you updates while I was reading the book, but I did finish Hopeless, which was the last book in the Chestnut Springs series, and I'm actually so sad to be done with the series. It was so good. I liked it way more than I thought it would. I mean that about the series, not this book. This book itself, I was actually so disappointed that this was the last book of the series. I think I explained the series when I was talking about Reckless earlier. I apologize if it didn't, but this one specifically was about Boo? No, that doesn't seem right. B-E-A-U. I think it is Boo. Boo? I think it is. Well, him and Bailey are the two, like, the couple in this book. Bo. I think it's Bo. That feels right in my soul. So Bo was in the military and he got into an accident when he was overseas, and they kind of hint at it in the books before this, but so I thought they would really like kind of like go back in time and like touch on it in this book more. But you hear a little bit about like what happened, but really not that much. It's mainly more just focusing on the fact that like he has PTSD once he's come home, and he's like having a hard time adjusting to being back, you know, just in normal life, because he did suffer some injuries, so that, you know, is still affecting him. And then he meets Bailey, who is like mainly, like, literally her main characteristic is that she's a virgin, and it literally says on the back she's 22 and a virgin, and he's 35 and all man apparently. Okay, how open do I want to be about this? It was funny because, so I'm also a virgin, not to get into it, but so there was a lot of kind of like questions she would have for him, or just like funny things she would say, and I can definitely see myself being like that when I get into, you know, like a relationship or just with guys, because yeah, I don't have a clue about some of the stuff. And so it was funny to see that side. But basically they're like fake engaged because she comes from a really bad family in the town, and everybody knows that like her family is, or like her brothers and her dad are like drug dealers, they steal money, like that kind of thing, like they're rough. So a lot of people like don't like her or won't work with her, like won't hire her and stuff because of like her family, even though she's not like that at all. And then Bo is like, his family keeps bothering him once he's been back because he's just not like well adjusting, which is like, okay, you have a loving family who cares about you, cry me a river. Like, so he wants to kind of get them off his back and have them stop like questioning him so much about like how he's feeling and stuff. So he's like, let's be fake engaged, they'll be happy because I'm spending time with somebody and I'm in love. And he's known as a hero in the like town, so then they were like, Bailey will then look better being associated with him, so she'll be able to get a job. It was just unfortunately not the best storyline, and I didn't really care about it because when in the last couple books leading up to this one, Bo he was very grumpy, and like, I'm not trying to speak bad on like obviously coming back from the war and being injured in the war, like obviously you're not gonna be your best self, like that is totally fine and like fair and like important to like write about and stuff like that. But I just felt like the way it was written about was very surface level, so like it didn't really talk much obviously about what happened, which again is fine, but then it kind of like was then cleared up with him just like realizing he was in love with Bailey, and then that kind of solved Dawn's issues, and then he was like fine. And I feel like it takes a bit more than that probably in these situations. Like I feel like they could have talked about him being in the war and like something happening, but didn't have to make it such like a craziness of what happened in a way, or like, I don't know, they didn't have to like say PTSD, because I feel like that is a heavy thing that like, he didn't even go to therapy or nothing, and then like he's like basically cured just from falling in love with this girl. I think I'd still rate it at like 4.5. Maybe we could lower it to a 4. Yeah, I think probably in my mind it's a 4. So but you know, I recommend the series as a whole. I think it was really good as a whole. I kind of just wish this had been in between like Reckless and Powerless, because I loved both of those two, so I kind of wish this had been like sandwiched in so I didn't have to like end on one that I didn't love as much. But it's okay. A lot of people I was looking at Goodreads and they really liked it, so maybe this is just a personal thing. So that is the 3 books we're gonna read in today's video. I feel good. I feel like I got a couple series off my TBR, so I definitely have a couple more still sitting on there to go through, but so we'll probably do another one of these in, you know, a couple months or so. But yeah, if you liked it, make sure you make a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.